Hey everybody,
I'm Caleb.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Will.
And we are Working Title!
Yeah. It's my favorite time of the week, boys.
Vinland Saga time!
Y'all, we're back for Vinland Saga Season 2! Today we have episode 18.5 and 19. One being Same Old Story, the other being Battle for Ketil's Farm. Last on, more tragedy and abuse and, you know,
sadness.
Gosh, guys, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below if you've not already done so. Check out the Vinland playlist, go back and rewatch it because this show's good. Watch it from episode 1 and catch up with us in the meantime, because what else are you gonna do these other 7 days until you see us again? Watch Vinland, you know?
Cry until we post another one, right?
Absolutely.
Yes,
wait,
three-way handshake?
Let me slide
slither in there, slither your way in there.
No, what are you doing upside down? Upside down.
Oh my god.
Oh god, yeah. So, we're gonna punch it. Love you. Oh! Okay. Look at this outfit!
Brother is ready.
Oh, this poor guy.
Captions.
It's not captions.
Because it's YouTube. Go up to the right. Nope.
Hold
Up
on.
again.
YouTube's stupid.
Once
Just
again.
stop.
I got it, guys. Come on.
I hope it's translated terribly.
Attention! They have a lot of men. Far more than I thought we would have. They crush them
With blood!
stomp their faces in to the earth. Damn. I feel like you might live up to something. Rage goes far.
I mean, let's see how
Adrenaline goes far.
Let's see how iron of a fist he has when he's not punching a woman.
That's very
A
true.
defenseless woman.
Yeah, a pregnant defenseless woman.
So I feel like if he had run up one by an angry dude with a sword and shield, he's gonna be like,
Please don't hurt me.
No.
I'm sorry.
Or he's gonna be like his son and just whiff. The young son.
Alright, 19. Battle for Ketil's Farm. Let's do this.
That was a perfect little intro. But now we're gonna get the real intro.
Just the same shot. We just get it all over again.
If it is.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Man,
it was pointless.
Okay, well, it picks up where we left off. There you go.
Okay.
Why couldn't they just include that in the episode? Was it 1 minute and 30 seconds too much? That's not a lot.
Only 130.
You know, Leonidas did it with 300. They were all well trained,
And they died.
but they were going against like 10 million.
Really lost, though.
How many does Canute have? We might have some chance if there's 100 good fighters. Canute only had 3 ships. No, there are Yam's Vikings.
Better me than that, too.
Oh, shit. Crusade style. The Lord will give you money.
Vanity and pride.
That dude's wearing like a pot on his head. That's not even an helmet.
I mean, he served the king. He served Canute.
He probably thought he was just a meathead.
Yeah.
I mean, he still kind of is.
Why does he look so tough?
Probably knows he has to get Thorfinn to be a part of it.
Yeah.
言った通りだろう。すぐにこの農場を出ないと俺たちも巻き込まれるぞ、トルフィン。はい。でも。
Leaving her behind is, and him too. He's not ready to leave.
Can't we just steal her? Get her away?
俺たちアルネイズさんをこのままにして農場を去ることはできません。本当に俺なんかを気にかけてくれて ありがとうおっちゃん
Oh.
変わったな。
Yeah. Nothing like
最
that.
初に見た時は人違いかと思ったぞ。いい顔になった。トルフィン。
That's good to hear.
お前を置いて
So Leaf's
わしだけ
staying
になるなんて。
Sure. Of course.
パテルさん、また横を任せて。アルネイズを移動させることは
I
可能
cannot
でしょう
imagine it would be.
安静にしておくに越したことはありません。せめて意識が戻るまでは。
Maybe Leaf can at least like hide the ship, you know, go a little bit away, and then they can see their boots.
はい。この指の先に王の軍団のお出ましだ。
What is this?
This shit better be ass.
Oh no!
It's the guy from Helm's
この距離
Deep.
で届くわけねえだろうが。もっと引きつけてから一気に。
Oh! Shoot this motherfucker!
Well, there goes the 20 men.
No!
Yam's Vikings and
Professionally trained soldiers versus farmers. Not the big guy.
Honey Badger, he has so much width to be hit. It's a big target, and all the skinny guys are getting pelted.
Well, land has officially been breached. I'm scared. Things are gonna go real bad.
展開し周囲
I want him to get killed.
王陛下の上陸を支援しろ。
Is the silly helmet on?
どうやら
God, he looks cool.
He's such a Chad.
He's filled out a lot.
Can't believe they lost all those men for nothing. The battle.
役立たずどもがやすやすと上陸させなくて。ただいま。
Hi guys.
Wow.
おお、
That's what all
トム
for.
どうだ。クヌト軍の様子は軍船2隻、貨物船2隻。上陸地点のすぐそばにテントを張ってる。兵力はざっと100
They're
人だ。
so ready. I mean, they're just so chill. They don't even care.
100人。ああ。
Well, looks like they're all gonna die.
こちらの兵力の3
They're
分の
getting
1。
cocky already.
クヌトめ。王自ら出向けば、わしらが恐れ入ってひれ伏すとこ
Yeah, he came with the Yam's Vikings. Has he said that part yet?
We finally get to see them in action.
The farmers are gonna get slaughtered.
I mean, how do none of these people know that a Yam's Viking should be able to at least take 2 of them at minimum?
He said, "What fools?"
ただの100人じゃね
Yeah.
There we go.
え。でかいテントの周りにいる奴ら、
Things.
ありゃ重視団だな。
マジで王様が来てんのか。
重視の中でも王の近衛とくりゃ、デンマーク屈指の強者ぞ。
His personal
ト
guard.
ールの元戦友たちだ。
So it's the 100 Thor guilds
Basically.
versus farmers.
じゃあそれ以外の白マントたちは
And that's the Yam's
上に比べりゃ
Vikings. Not any weaker.
なんだお前、見たことねえのかよ。あれがヨウム戦士団だ。
Dude, they look.
お前がその
I've never seen you open your eyes so wide before.
He spit out snot
ちょ
too.
っと勝てねえな。こっちの反応戦士の寄せ集めとは兵の質が違いすぎる。あいつらはまさか戦争のことしか考えてねえ。
Who is actually worthy of being in this battle, and he's stuck with this motley
それ
crew.
が分からねえらしい。
Idiots. Look at them. Look so dumb.
お前ら逃げたきゃ逃げろ。クルートは逃げる時間を用意してくれてる。兄貴は
He's
どう
gonna
す
stay
る？
fight.
俺は指揮官だ。逃げてどうする？あの350人のお調子乗りどもをなるべく死なせねえような。
He's such a chat, dude.
だったらよ。
Well, in the intro, these are the guys probably lined up behind
Yeah.
him. Get behind Snake.
ねえもう逃げよう
Come on, man, run away with
Why
us.
would you don't need to die in this shit hole?
Let's go.
鉄拳か。鉄拳のことなら よく知ってる。
How does he know it's BS?
15、6の頃に出会ってな。俺に戦場の流儀を教えてくれた。
Maybe the real Iron
めちゃくちゃ
Fist.
強かった。
He knows.
俺は追われる身になった。ケティルの兄ならかくまってくれると思ってよ。わずかな噂を頼りにこの農場まで逃げてきたんだ。ところがよ、やっとの思いでたどり着いたと思ったら全くの別人だったんだ、これが。
It's not that he was trained, but he was inspired by the idea of
No,
Ketil.
no, no. He's saying he knew the real Iron Fist.
語ってんだよ、あ
So
の
there's like
旦
an
那。
actual one? That's
たまたま名前が同じなのをいいことにな。ずいぶんただ飯を食わせてもらった。そろそろ飯代も払
Time
わ
to
ない。
pay the debt.
Hey, that's
Big.
fine.
The bill is due. And the collector always comes. Right on time.
These poor souls.
ま、お前らは好きにしろ。旦那は命を捧げるには値しねえペテン野郎だってことだ。じゃあ、達者でな。
I like
But he's
that.
still gonna do
I
it.
like that. I owe a debt, I'm gonna do this thing, but y'all don't have to. He's kind of trash.
They're not.
Of course he is.
Why is he?
disappointed?
He's a good leader. Unironically, a good leader now.
People follow a realist.
かっこつけんなバカどもが。お前らなんか飯代払う暇もなく死ぬっての。
うるせえペテン野郎の飯食い逃げしたら
Died and dashed in the corner.
そこのけに最低じゃねえかよ。食った分くらいは働いてみせますよ。
So be it.
He's gonna get pumped so quickly.
Love these war drums. Let's go. Oh!
Battle. Battle is about to begin.
I don't want it.
I don't want it.
海を背にした陣
Nose is
だ。
clean.
王の軍団はここに2列応対。オルマル、これをどう攻める？
野手
ブー。野手ってのは上等の戦士のやること
First
だ。
class matches.
素人どもには無理な戦術よ。あんな奴らクソの役にも立ちゃしねえ。100数える間に皆殺しだ。
じゃあ
Decoy.
なんでそんな奴ら集めたんだよ。
They're one big
ど
decoy.
素人め。
You amateur.
決まってんだろそんなもん。
So Torgo can swoop from behind and grab Canoe.
100数える間、王の注意を引いてもらうためよ。
Devious little guy.
He just wants to go out and like kill as many people as possible.
Dude, is Torkel here?
No, no, we would have seen him at this
トールギル
Torko was here to
おらん
be
のかトールギルまったく肝心な時に
Does he not? Oh my god, they know his dad died too.
全軍整いました。旦那、最後の忠告です。やったら負けますよ。しつこいぞヘビ。この鉄拳ケテルはあんな若造に何一つ劣るものか。
Then we lose. Let's do this.
Guess it's a losing battle. We're all gonna die.
うかー
Oh no. Not even taking one out.
始まった。
It's Peter.
Peter, no!
Boy.
Why is he in the front line?
パテールさん。
Why'd they put Pater in the vanguard? He's gonna die.
Why? See, to me, this is like where you go out there to at least help like certain people.
大丈夫だ。このまま行こう。両軍戦闘の真っ最中だ。
This isn't his battle.
I know, but like,
ゆっくり。なるべく揺らさな
I
いよう
usually
に。
hate her, but you know.
知らねえぞ。これって泥棒だよね。
これ泥棒。気にするな。相応の金は置いてきたんだ。
Okay, cool.
見捨ててはいけん。
Good job, Lee.
ここにいたら
This
彼女は殺されてしまう。
is the crew.
Einar hasn't said a word in like the entire episode.
大旦那様にお別れ
Oh no!
Spark, oh shit.
Yeah, is he gonna? I mean, they'll just kill him.
He'll understand. He'll understand.
No, I know. I just mean he's gonna die. They're just gonna come in and kill the old man. Because why not?
Yeah, and I really love him. And he's done so much for us too. No.
No, she's passing on just like. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 2 children. Shoot.
Yeah, she's.
Garter's gonna be there.
Gardner's gonna be the one driving, just like he was when she took him out, you know?
寝たかい子供たちは
Yeah.
怖いか、ここは痛みと絶望の吹き溜まり、血に乾いた獣たちの森だ。命を育む場所ではない。私たちには暖かな家が待っている。
I hope this is one of those of like,
長く
I'm leaving this behind. I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna keep fighting.
でもその
I'll
苦し
join
み
you one day.
もうすぐ終わる。
そうね
Right. Come on. Oh damn. Whoa,
Stag and
whoa.
Wolf. Is that like Torfin and
Torfin and
Einar?
Einar.
それでも
Maybe you're right. Maybe she's not ready.
まだいるわ
She can't give up on them just like they don't give up on you.
ここで生き抜こうとする
Come
命
on, baby. It's too early for you. You can be with them later.
ガルさん
Will you wait for me?
彼らにお世話になった者たち
Oh, it's so sweet.
別れを伝えてくれた。
Oh, we'll return to you one day, Gardar. Not today.
ここで子供たちと待
Oh
って
my
いる。
gosh. With the children.
That means,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not gonna.
That's
そうねエイナルさんたちに
Oh, well, she'll at least thank them.
Why don't... How about Einar goes back and kills Ketil? That would be...
わかりますか？クエンはどうです？
Slow. Slow.
Yeah,
Slow
dude,
down,
chill.
slow down.
She's like, bro.
エイナルさん
Oh, God.
What a jump cut. Jeez.
Getting massacred.
Alright,
So weak.
徹底的にやる。
Torso.
力の
Have we counted to 100?
When 100 bodies die, that's when he'll attack, I guess.
The cool goofy helmet.
Ew.
さすがはヨウム戦士なんです。
もはや光栄は不要だ。2列目の重手段はケテル大軍に使え。
下がるな！突っ込め！意地を見せんかった！
This is pathetic.
Stand up. They're perfectly straight up. There's no bending. It's just...
So what is he gonna do?
I think he swam around the shore behind them.
Yeah, but I'm just like, what is he gonna do, though?
It's not easy at all.
Did he even make it?
I don't know. Oh no. He's gonna let his brother die.
Take off the sheath and swim with the sword like this, if you can. Anything that helps. Uh-oh.
Oh, sure.
Walking underwater.
No, he's treading water forward.
Where's my dumbass little brother?
Is he gonna fucking
There's no
kill
way
him?
Canute can handle his own
No.
against Thorgil. There's no way.
Shut up! Don't make any
最後
undue
を取った
noise.
ぞ。クヌート
Don't monologue.
This is the end of the episode. Yeah.
That's your fault.
Why? It was gonna happen.
Yeah, there's like 8 more minutes and then we'll just stop it.
Blaming it. It could have extended 5 minutes if you didn't say it.
My bad.
Hey, I'm behind you, Canute. What's up? What a goofball.
Wow.
Hey, I am behind you.
I'm going to stab you in the spine now.
What's his face? His mask. Canute's mask looks like the famous ship of Odysseus.
Oh yeah.
The eyeballs.
Yeah. Reference.
The eyeballs. The Greek ships. Well, if that wasn't the most hype starter for Vinland War, I don't know what is. This is gonna be... you know what? All the people that said this season is boring, you don't even deserve what we're about to get. You don't. Go away. Go away. Season 1's so crazy. Season 1 barely has any battles. Shut up. Shut up.
I think, in fairness though, I think season 1 has a lot of fights.
It's like dual. Yeah, it's like one-on-ones.
Yeah, it's Torfin getting bullied half the time though.
It's Askeladd getting his whooping his ass. Torkel breaking his body.
But they got into like, I mean, you know, Tors and you know, Askeladd's people, Askeladd versus Torfin many a times. Then when he grows up, you know, them against the frog French guy.
French dudes, yeah.
The
frogman.
You know,
I guess I should say
fighting Thorgel, and then in London, or Thorkel.
I'll give the London fight. I'll say the London fight was a good one.
Yeah.
Everything else wasn't like an earned, well-deserved fight. It was just like there for the story for like 5 seconds as a cool big shot. Then we go to, you know, our personal journeys.
I think the thing that makes a lot of people confused, and even stuff that I've heard from like the author say, is like the beginning of the show and the beginning of the story is like a lot of fighting. It's not like battles, but it's a lot of like awesome fighting to like where people don't really understand like where the story is going. You know what I mean? Like not. Let me word it a different way. That's gonna be like not to crap on Adam, but like, you know, a lot of people think it's going a certain way in season 1, and then season 2 you see like, even though I feel like it was pretty clear of like what they were going for, but I guess a lot of people that just watch shows haphazardly or just like in, you know, not paying super close attention, I guess you don't see the turn of like what the idea of like what the author's going for and like what Torfin is eventually leading towards, or the idea that hopefully he goes towards, which now he is. And the focus isn't necessarily on being a warrior per se, but it's being like a, you know, a good person, a person that doesn't, you know, not necessarily a pacifist. I mean, I guess that is kind of what Torfin is leaning towards, but, you know, someone that isn't harming other people.
And I get it. Like, there is, I'd say with most anime, there's an expectation of, like, certain things you expect to get out of a show, or you might be so mentally trained to expect to be getting from a show.
Yeah.
And it's hard, because I will say, just like Adam and myself, like, I didn't know that it was going to be a deep show. Like, sometimes it's hard to know what you're getting recommended. Or you don't get real warnings. Like, to be fair, when we started the show, it was the AOT crew that voted for this. So maybe that should have been the big hint, that there might be something deeper to look into.
Yeah.
I mean, and you guys can go back and see Season 1. When we go in, I wouldn't say we were the most equipped to know what really to gauge our attention to.
Yeah. Because even in the beginning, it just feels like another like stereotypical, like, you know, young boy fighting the bad guy anime.
and it's hard because a lot of times, in all honesty, TV is just not that good. So when they spend time on what you would consider the boring talking part, you're not gauged to it because you know ultimately there's going to be something more important. That a great example really is like Vikings. Not to shit on that show because it does have good moments, but a lot of times, sometimes you just wait for when is the next action sequence, or you get used to, okay, the show's very obviously not caring about the characters and the consistency on their character growth. It's really just, okay, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or episode 1 through 4 are just going to be the boring ones leading up to the big fight in 5. Episode 6 through 9 is going to be the boring lead up to the big fight, and it just trains you to really just wait for the big moments instead of training your brain to be like, okay, let's really step in each episode and figure out the characters and why we're getting these moments. Because a lot of time, TV's just lazy and it doesn't take those steps to make those moments valuable. Yeah. Where this, so you jump into this, pre-trained to not care. You get into the later half of season 1, you're like, wow, there's still not a whole lot of spectacle happening, other than like these not mid skirmishes, but like mini skirmishes. And then you're just like, yeah, so what is the show going to be like? And it left us all with the finale. Like, while they killed Askeladd, the only interesting character, what's next?
Yeah.
Little do we know, the show's really not about that, and it's really until... so it's either for the people that knew ahead of time what to expect, the people who are just really care about the not fighting portions, or you rewatch it with a new lens, and you're like, okay, so... I understood it wrong.
Yeah.
Now this is the show to actually do that digestion of all the moments, because it does, in fact, it will matter. And season 2 is a great example. And I think perhaps where we caught on towards the end of season 1, people are catching on in season 2.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it's turning them away, as we've seen. I've seen plenty of YouTube things saying garbage, trash, slow, not worth watching. It's like, what are you saying?
Yeah. And I can understand, like, from some perspectives of, like, why, you know, talking from what season 1 was and what you felt like you could expect from season 2, why people wouldn't necessarily be as interested as what we were getting. And I do kind of understand a little bit of the criticism of, like, I've seen people, like, complain about the whole Gardar and Arnheid thing. Like, why are we spending so much time on this couple? Like, but, you know, ultimately, everything that's happening around Canute and Thorfinn are like, they're the main characters. Like, the stories about their journeys through their, like, life decisions, you know, the way they were deciding to, like, form themselves as men and form themselves as either the king or, like, you know, almost a revolutionary leader that Thorfinn's kind of viewing. Maybe not necessarily that he wants to be the leader of it, but trying to, like, make up for his past.
Yeah.
Right. And these things are, like, stuff that's going to influence them. These incidents, these people they interact with. Necessarily, like, Canute's not necessarily getting as much of that treatment in this part of the season. It's mostly been around Thorfinn's interactions. So, you know, we'll see. But it is funny to think about that, because it's like, you know, people are going to complain, and then either the people that complained or dropped the show, like, they're going to have no idea that, like, a battle started so they could be excited. Or, you know, it's like, now they're just back in, like, oh my god, the last episode was so good.
And at the same time, though, I don't know how much enjoyment you can get out of this, because the characters involved are not the central ones you want. I mean, this is a Ketil farm fight. This is involving Snake, Thorgil, Olmar, and then Canute's sitting in the back. So maybe that's what you want to see and, like, tune in for. But and then as for the Gardar and Arnheid, if you're not engaged with that, I can at least understand from the Gardar perspective. But for Arnheid, I mean, if you don't care for her, I'd say you don't really personally care for Einar. And if you don't care for Einar, well, then there you go. Because ultimately, it all leads to Thorfinn being the main character, and as you said, his relationship with these people and how they impact him. Einar's very obvious what he plays a role in Thorfinn's change.
Yeah.
And Einar is an extension of that too. And also, yeah, it's exactly what you said. Like, all these characters play a role in how Thorfinn now sees the world, the complexities of the world, his personal growth in the best way possible, real tangible experiences of humans, hardships that not just he goes through. And I would personally say, being somebody that doesn't necessarily care a lot for side characters, this show helped me train to be a little bit more empathetic and caring for people. And yeah, sure, Gardar might not be the most exciting person. That story might not be super personal to Thorfinn, but
it served the purpose of its initial instance. I mean, he sat there and was contemplating, like, did I make the right first choice? Like, could I have done that all differently? Was there a different way I could do that? And that also was, like, the moment where he was, like, enacting his, you know, his new mantra. You know what I mean? His new lifestyle that he decided to live was being attacked in that very moment, and he had to decide what he was going to do and how he was going to execute it. So it's like, and it in all fairness, it failed the first time. So seeing that, you know, that influences him for now. When push comes to shove and more hard things happen, now we know that he's not going to react the same way. Or, I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get some more self-reflection when Arnheid inevitably passes away.
Right.
Because it seems like she's just coming back to say thank you.
Yeah.
And goodbye, and then she's going to pass on again. So.
Yeah. In truth, maybe it's just a difference in taste, because I personally don't see why people wouldn't like this season. I'm honestly I'm pretty blind to understanding. I would have to really hear. I haven't clicked on any of those videos or like read the Discord when it comes to that, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I am pretty blind. I can't see why people wouldn't like it, but I'm gonna hold my statement true. If you didn't like this season, this fight, I don't know how you're gonna really enjoy it, nor do I think you could.
Yeah, you don't deserve it.
This is this feels well deserved, and it feels super locked in for what we've been working up to.
Yeah.
I mean, everything feels as well deserved as like the Battle of Bastards from Game of Thrones. Like now, it's not as exciting as that.
Yeah.
It's not as grandiose.
It's
This
not,
actually seems very
that show
pathetic
literally
compared.
teased you for 6 seasons to finally get like a real fight. So that was one of the most deserved fights in TV I've ever seen.
But just in
this
in
just
comparison
within
to
the
this season.
Like this is a deserved season. This is a deserved fight, and it's been earned. And I'm excited. Snake is a hell of an exciting character. Just to jump into the episode, I'm very excited to see him not back down. It seems like he's going against what he might have been coming from, as we've talked about.
Yeah.
The area is Constantinople, I think, is where he's from. Turkey.
Yeah.
Right?
He's not from there, but he was there.
He worked there, right?
He was there fighting.
And I looked up the term that he used, like the Great City, and apparently that was a term that Vikings used for Constantinople, which at the time was the biggest city that they had ever come across. So that is what they are referring to.
Okay.
Yeah, and so whatever happened there, it ain't gonna happen again today. I really love the honesty. There's nothing more admirable than a leader who's just going to be super blunt with you. We are going to lose. You shouldn't stay here because the guy's kind of trash. I am going to because I owe him something. And hey, it motivates. The guys that really should just leave are the reason they're staying is one, because they love Snake. 2, they want to be better than the guy that's kind of a shit.
That's been conning them this whole time. They want to be better than him.
Right.
They also don't want to be like, and I'm sure some of this is just like undertone, like Norsemen don't want to be cowards.
Right.
So like, they're not going to back down from the fight. Even in the beginning don't be pussy. When Snake was saying in the beginning, like, they're pretty smart to not like, they got them all riled up and brought them here and said, like, we need to defend our land from the king. Like, if they knew ahead of time before they got all riled up that it was the king, they probably wouldn't have even gathered or stayed for the battle.
Yeah.
But because, they got riled up, they have, tons of vanity, ego, and pride, they're not going to back down from it at this point. And I think in some regards, too, I do think that's... Snake didn't say that for himself, but I feel like that's also partially where he comes from with it, because, when he was with Gardar, he didn't want to be like a coward and let his men die in vain. I mean, that's very much a pride thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, I feel like that also applies to him, even though he knew going into it what was going on.
Sure.
Because, doing the right thing and clearing your debt, he also could just go live, but, at the end of the day, he's going to use his pride to, like, fight in there and hopefully make it out of this. Against the Yams Vikings.
Dude.
The strongest fighters.
And the Kingsguard.
There cannot be anything worse to hear when you're about to go to war than to hear Snake call out to Ketil when you're a person on the Vanguard and hear, this is your last chance.
We're going to lose.
You're going to lose. There's nothing worse
We can still give up.
than to hear that before you sprint forward.
Yeah. And to even think, too, that he's still holding on to, like, I am the Iron Fist Ketil, like, BS.
This really weird delusion that I think he's starting to believe. He's faked it for so long that he believes he's the Iron Fist Ketil.
Yeah. Because he got one up on a slave, pregnant woman.
He beat up a tied-up pregnant woman.
He thinks that he's that
like,
guy
I'm tough now.
That punch felt good. I can do it to another person.
Yeah.
But I'm going to sit on my horse and not fight.
We also have let's go over to our crew, our wagon crew before going into the fight itself. We didn't say goodbye to Sphyrkle, but we are leaving the premises. We're now thieves, so all of us are now at risk of getting in trouble. Arnheid had a bit of a flash, close to death experience, seeing her husband, and it does look like her one child is not going to be making it. It seems pretty concrete that is what's happening. I don't imagine the show will try to change that. I feel like that's the most subtle way to basically say the child will not make it.
And I mean, she's not making it either.
You don't think so?
I mean, she said, you know, they're still out there, like they're living in this, trying to survive. I need to thank them. And they said, yeah, you go and say your farewell. I'll watch the kids till you come back. I'll be right here. So it's not like, hey, I'm gonna go to the home. You know, we'll be there in heaven eventually for you. She's gonna wake up and give her thanks to them, and then she'll pass on and join back up with Gardar at this point. I mean, honestly, too, what is she gonna have to live for if her kid dies, too? That was the whole reason that she even, like, stuck around and didn't go with Gardar initially, was because she wanted the kid to have a good life with Ketil. But now that that's not an option, you know, not saying that she would off herself, but her will to live is gone, probably.
I don't know why there's nothing more annoying, or not annoying, but like frustrating to me as a viewer to have slowed deaths in shows. Like, for a character to get stabbed and then they don't die till like 5 or 4 episodes later. And now it's only been 1 episode, to be fair, but sometimes having these weeks in between the mourning process for a character I like is very frustrating, because it just puts me more into like a depressive spell rather than like emotional spell. Like, I start to disengage from the character.
Yeah.
Like, as of last week, I knew she wasn't going to die last week with the beatings, but I knew she was going to be mortally wounded. So mentally, I kind of just checked out. Like I said, I wasn't really emotional for it. I didn't really want to put myself emotionally there with her, because I knew that it wasn't going to be an immediate death, and I really just don't feel like being emotional for the next 4 weeks of watching this show. And I don't really like that in TV, especially serialized TV that you have to wait week to week with, and not like a Stranger Things where I'll know what happens within the episode or by the next episode. Did I say Stranger Things? I meant to say Netflix, but that's another great example where when you consume it, you'll get it, and it's just hard storytelling wise.
Yeah. For
me to like be there. It has to, when the character dies, and personally, if they are going to die, I just want it to be in that episode.
Yeah.
You get the shock factor. Something horrible happens or something like bittersweet happens and the character's gone, and you have to settle with your feelings right then and there. Where this, it's like, I already felt like she was dead last week. This week, I didn't really think she'd be coming back to being awake, but now it's just like, unless they do something really to pull my heartstrings in the following episodes, I'm like, I'm already checked out, and I hate that about that, because, well, I do love Arnheid. I do love her a lot. She's one of my favorites of this season.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in this state. I want to be with her. I want to feel like Einar with her.
Yeah.
But I don't. My mind taps out.
Yeah.
Then the battle. Torgil and Olmar. Will they do it?
Probably not. Omar seems like he's failed already.
Omar has failed. Omar is not there.
He's given up.
Torgil will probably kill a couple people.
And then he'll get gutted.
Dude, why do I feel like Torgil's gonna get shanked?
I think we see an intro of him like beating people up. Granted, he did already do that. We did see that already. But
red herring.
I think that he will at least kill some people. Because, I mean, at bare minimum, we gotta see Snake put up a little bit of a fight too. So maybe that'll at least disperse this. I mean, ultimately, at this point, because our crew is leaving and they're definitely not returning, for us, it doesn't really matter what happens to Ketil's farm, other than our interest in seeing what happens with Snake. And, you know, if Canute actually lives or dies, which I can't imagine he'll die.
Why do we take 2 guys? In my mind, when he said, like, we're going to come up from behind, or, like, there was going to be something
like
more
a small force.
I thought, like, an Omar of all people, like, I get you're trying to train your brother to be like you, but, like, you couldn't have, like, selected 10 good men or something to do this with you. And
I mean, in fairness, it wasn't. Out of 350 men, they had 100 that were like decent at fighting.
Right.
So
now, here's the two good things that can happen from this battle in our favor. First is the snake option. Is that when he gets into the battle, obviously the Yams Vikings aren't being dented at all. It's a straight line. They're not even like tired. They're barely thrusting with their swords, and everybody's falling all over. He will break the line, and that will start to draw the chaos. Like, they can't just be consistent line anymore. They'll have to break formation, which will allow for some people to get behind, and that's where we can start seeing some change up. So that's one good thing for us. The other thing is, honestly, TokyoGhoul to be as loud as possible with the Canute. I don't even think he needs to kill Canute in that moment if he can't, but just cause such a scene and a scare that the people have to retreat back, which also just causes division amongst the ranks.
Well, remember, he sent the Kingsguard forward. Canute did. He was like, we don't need to block our back. So just, so there's no one back there other than Ulm, Canute, and whoever's standing to his left. I don't know who that is, but...
The best thing for them is to break every formation possible. That will be hard because the Yams Vikings are a promising threat and they're well known. So I'm sure in high pressured moments, most of them will maintain as best as possible. But I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. War.
Right.
War.
Let's see how their strategies go. Let's see if it works in their favor. Guys, make sure you leave a like. Subscribe to the channel, please. Help us out. Don't just watch this content. There's like 40% of you that just watch these things and tune out. Please, it would be a big favor to just join in with us. Be here for the battle. Be here for when Season 3 gets here. Leave a comment down below. Share your thoughts about this season. Do you agree with our opinions? Do you not? We love you. We'll see you in the next video. Punch it.